How many times do you go to a yoga class and you hear, we're going to do hip opening, and you just see a ton of big external rotated poses, because many of our poses are externally rotated. But to have healthy hips, we actually want to explore all 6 directions of the legs. We do have that external rotation where the thigh bones are rolling out. Then we have internal rotation where the thigh bones are rolling in. Then you have adduction, adduction, the thigh bones are coming together. Abduction, where the thigh bones widen away from the midline. Then we have flexion, my thigh bones coming towards my body. And then you have extension, where the thigh bone goes back away from the body, not the lumbar, really from the hip. So we've talked about the pelvis and how there's 3 levels of the pelvis. We've got the inlet, the mid-pelvis, and the outlet. So the different positions we make can open the pelvis in different ways. But if we never practice all those different positions, not only can we have some unhealthy hips, but the pelvis may not be ready to take those shapes when you need them for your birth. So by looking at all 6 directions, we're helping baby through the pelvis and helping your body have some healthier hips. So let's start by looking at external rotation. So one exercise I do with my teacher trainees is I actually grab tape and I grab a big piece of tape and I put it here where my thigh bone is. So you can imagine that, that's my thigh bone. And this way they can see, all right, this is that neutral position. All right, what does it look like in the hip when I externally rotate? What does it look like when I internally rotate? Because some of our poses could be confusing as, where is that thigh bone? So I'll keep the tape on for a moment. So let's look at some of our more classic poses that we see in yoga. So we have something like a goddess pose. You can see that thigh bone is rolling out. This is external rotation. So we can take a goddess pose, rolling the thighs out. Sometimes I take the arms up, sometimes I take this into seaweed asana. This is one of my favorite externally rotated poses. Then most of our standing poses are also externally rotated. So we've got warrior 2. That back leg and my hips, because I'm not trying to square my hips to the side, that back leg's actually neutral, if not a little internally rotated. And then I bend the front leg and I'm externally rotating. I'm rolling that thigh bone out. We see that in extended side angle. We see that same thing in triangle pose. That front leg is externally rotated. And then many of our seated poses also have that external rotation. So let's pop down to the ground. All right, I still have my tape on, so you can see poses like Baddha Konasana, where the thigh bones are rolling out. Tarasana, the thigh bones are still rolling out. Uttanasana Konasana, the thigh bones are still rolling out. So many of our poses are in that external rotation. They feel great. We need that in our body. We need that to help open the pelvic inlet. So it's great that our muscles feel that. But let's look at some of the poses that are lesser used. That way, again, we have healthy hips. So stay tuned for the next video where we look at internally rotated poses.